And we're back at the Big E talking to vendors about their products. And I'm here with...
Ellen Steinbushel.
And she sells the product line Sparkles. And where are you from, Ellen?
I'm from Connecticut, from East Hampton, Connecticut.
East Hampton, Connecticut. Very cool. And have you been to the Big E before?
I have. This is my 38th year at the Big E.
Oh my goodness, so they're dragging you out feet first, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very cool. And so tell me a little bit about your product.
Well, I started about 40 years ago making stained glass. I did it because it was a business I could start from my home because I had a son at that time and I didn't want to work outside of the home. So I started making stained glass, and it became a family affair. Everyone in my family makes it, and you can see all of our glass behind you. All of these are made in our basement. And we expanded our line and went to crystals and jewelry. Eventually, I had a jewelry store in the Buckland Hills Mall in Manchester, Connecticut for 20 years. And I retired 2 years ago.
Excellent. And so can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration? Why stained glass? What does it mean to you?
It was very popular when we started 40 years ago and very expensive. And we had just built a new home and I wanted lamps and stained glass in my home, and my husband thought that it was too expensive to buy it, so we learned how to make it ourselves.
There you go. Very do-it-yourself. All right, and after the break, we're going to take a closer look at some of the products.
The Big E, September 17th through October 3rd. See Miranda Lambert at the Big E October 1st on the Comcast Arena stage.
And we're back with Ellen from Sparkles. And why don't you show me some of your products?
I'd love to. Besides the stained glass that you see behind you that we make some beautiful lamps, etc. We also do crystals. These are Swarovski Austrian crystals.
Let's get a closer look at some of these crystals.
Okay. And they're beautiful pieces. And we also make sell some beautiful jewelry. I'm famous for my amber and my turquoise especially. Let me show you a beautiful piece of amber. This is one of my favorite pieces.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
On a nice thin neck. But it's beautiful. And it's all real amber. Our amber comes from Poland, Lithuania. Our turquoise comes from the United States. Everything is set in sterling silver.
Beautiful.
So I just ended up selling the pieces I love and the pieces that I would wear.
And now where would you put something like this over here? We have some beautiful hanging crystal.
You'd put them in your window.
In your window.
I put several different ones, different heights in my kitchen window. So if I have to do the dishes, it makes me smile.
Now, you can't hang something like that from your car, could you?
You could. People say...
The police wouldn't pull you over for that?
No, it's not illegal. And people do hang it from their car, and it's nice.
Yeah.
I personally put it in my windows because, for me, that makes me happy.
Gorgeous. All right. So, do you have anything else you'd like to show me over here? We have looks like some vegetables, very kitchen-esque.
Yes. Well, all of our stained glass is beautiful. Up here is some of our bigger pieces. In my younger days, I used to do church windows,
Very cool.
lots of cabinets in people's homes, things like that.
And do you make all the products yourself?
My family does, yes.
Your family.
Myself and my son. My son helps me at the Big E now. I used to do it all by myself for years and years and years. And then due to age, my son will come and takes the week or two off of work, and he comes and helps me here.
Now, what kind of customer do you usually expect? What kind of person comes into Sparkles?
You know, this is the Big E, and the reason I've been here so many years is this is a family. So my customers our family. They truly are. They remember me year after year, and I remember them. And they ask, how's my son? One year my son was in Iraq, and for years after that, if my son wasn't here, everyone asked, how's he doing? It's just a nice feeling to be here and to know that people remember you year after year.
Do you sell your product anywhere else, or do you only sell at fairs?
Well, I had the store in the Buckland Hills Mall for 20 years, and I loved it. And I retired 2 years ago and found that I really love retirement, too. So I do sell in malls for maybe 4 weeks before Christmas. And it's very different selling in the mall because you don't know the people as well as you do here. And it's more commercial and a different customer. My customer here is usually a woman. And it's just different. And I prefer the Big E. I wish I could be at the Big E for weeks and weeks and weeks, although anybody hearing me say that will kill me.
Excellent. And will you be back next year?
I will definitely be back next year, God willing.
All right. Well, make sure to look out for sparkles next year as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is one of my favorite pieces right here. This is a beautiful piece of amber and sterling silver. It comes from Poland. All of my amber comes from Poland or Lithuania, and it's all set in real sterling silver. It's a beautiful piece, and we have a lot of unusual beautiful pieces because I look for things that I would like and that are not necessarily average.
Your product, but do you have a website as well?
I do not. I have a nice story about that. I think it's my age why I don't have a web. My customers come every year and they ask me, why aren't you on the net? You know, why can't we buy your products during the year? And my son will explain it best to my customers by simply saying, my parents still have rotary dial telephones. And you can see the younger people thinking, what is a rotary dial telephone?
I just had to think about that.
And so that pretty much explains how technical I can get.
So the Big E it is, yeah.
The Big E and our business, I was able to conduct business for 20 years in a very successful jewelry store without knowing a lot about the internet. But I definitely am learning now that I'm retired.
Well,
so I
refreshing.
can send pictures to my grandchildren every day and email them and
Very
that kind of
cool.
stuff.